Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the I'm Burger Podcast. We're here with Ryan Bromes.
What?
Ryan Bromes. I said Bromes, right?
Wow.
Right?
I hurt my feelings.
You know what? My bad. He's dead. God rest his soul. No.
I think you're having deja vu.
Right?
Perhaps.
It was a moment.
Right
I flipped out. Yeah, everything's switched up. We're short a few people. I lost track. It's like with my own kids when I call them other kids' names that I had and I ignored. So it's weird. But here's the thing. Ryan Talmo.
Yes, I'm in the house this
It's
evening.
better than calling your current wife your ex-wife's name,
Oh,
I'd say.
God, yeah, I know. Or just anybody's name or a guy's name. That's what's weird. Whenever we were in the middle of sex and I'm yelling, oh, my God, Philip, you're huge. And that was weird.
That's the best name to
right,
use,
Philip, right? Yeah.
Philip.
And April O'Connor, guys.
Hey.
All right, and we're missing Megan Rice and
She's strolling.
Preston Blaine.
No, she's not. Megan, I got the text from Preston.
Yeah, she drank.
She drank a little too much, and she passed out. She never went out to dinner. She never left the house. She had too much good times
Oh,
at
man.
home. Yeah. So she's not going to make it out. Preston's at a show at Flappers in Burbank. So it's the three of us.
All right.
It's just, well,
No,
it's
not
the three of
really.
us.
No.
Not
There's-
really.
We got Mom here. We got is
Jen.
this friend?
This is friend.
Jen, how you doing?
There is a microphone. You can talk into the microphone.
Yeah, you can yell in. It's
Come
all right.
on.
It's all right. You know what? They're just here visiting. They're going to just hang out for a few minutes. They're going to do a weird strip tease. They're going to make out, and then they're out. And nothing weird, nothing odd.
It's like a May Victoria show.
Totally,
Yeah,
right?
just
boy.
like a May Victoria show.
Did you see the May Victoria show?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah. There was a
I think
wild
she was
show.
listening, though.
Well, it was...
She was listening.
I
You
love
did listen
May.
to that one.
I gotta say,
that
I
was
love
when
May.
Megan they were arguing. And then,
they were going back and forth.
Yeah.
May.
and then my stepdad walked in and she closed the computer because they were swearing a lot, right?
Yeah, it was pretty vulgar.
Yeah. it was- I
yeah.
missed out most of the show.
Oh, then
I
maybe
said
you
that.
should step out of this room.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be involved in my sex talk with my children if you don't like vulgarity. No, but we got a lot of stuff to cover. Well, I died there for a minute. My microphone went weird.
Yeah.
But that's all right. It might have been an 80s flashback. I don't know. I did a lot of shit. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to cover. One of the things we're going to hit on, and we have a caller on line we're going to get to in a second. Here's the thing. I'm 100% Jewish. My family, whole bloodline is Jewish. And we've been through the Holocaust. I lost family in the Holocaust. And as much as my heart bleeds for everything that happened, it's going on right now in the form of parking enforcement. And I don't know if that's a weird comparison. It could be. It could be out there. I don't know. All I'm saying is the guy looked a lot like Hitler. Here's the thing is, and he kept saying like, Jew, take the car. But yeah, it's fine. Okay, so.
His name was Xavier, and he's like, Jew, take the car.
Yeah, Jew, take the car. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm a Jew? No, but so parking enforcement impounded our car. We had just gotten the car. It apparently had old tickets on it. They impounded it illegally, wrongfully, admittedly. But, oh well, and if we want to dispute it and we have to pay $800 to get the car back.
And then every day that it's in there, they charge
It's
you, right?
more and more.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yet we could pay it and then possibly dispute it, and then a few months down the line, maybe get our money back. It's $1,000 car.
It's a racket.
Yeah.
Right. If I could afford $800 on a whim, I wouldn't be driving a shitty $1,000 car. I wouldn't have 3 kids. I'd be smiling a little fucking more. And so these people, they take our car, but we go through all this stuff. And I dealt with this Deputy Neil at the parking enforcement.
Deputy Neil.
I rarely wish venereal diseases on people.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to wish it on her. I'm going to call her. What's your name, caller?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, it's Preston.
Preston,
How you doing, buddy? Preston, how do you feel about the parking enforcement?
Oh, they're fucking Nazis, man.
They're horrible.
Yeah, see?
You know what I hate? I'm just doing my job. Do you know how many Nazis said that when 10 million people fucking died? I'm just doing my job. Don't do your job if your job sucks. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if your job... I don't get it. Like, I'm just doing my job. Stop doing that shitty job.
And they say that once they start filling it out, they can't throw it out or stop.
No, it's absolutely true.
A lie.
No, yeah.
And that is a lie. And
It's a lie.
I was in Pasadena, and one of those little bike parking guys.
Those guys.
There was a construction site going on, and there was a parking spot that the meter was missing. It was just the pole, and he told me I could park there. And then I went, and when I came back, I had a ticket. And I was like, what? And then I saw him riding by on the bike, and I was like, hey, dude, you told me I could park here. And he's like, oh, give me that. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I ended it right
and
there.
gone.
But that's the thing is it's a big, huge lie. And you know what it's about is they go after poor people to impound their vehicles, to seize, to take, to destroy what everyone has, to take that last moment from them. At the same time, they're looking for the money from the rich people who go like this. A $68 ticket. Hold on, let me just send in my credit card number. Done.
Pay it right off.
Yeah, they don't even question it. A lot of times that the people, even like extra charges, like from your cell phone bill or the cable company, people just pay the bills and they don't dispute it because people are just
They got enough money.
They don't have time. They don't have time to sit on hold.
Go on, Preston.
Parking tickets should be based on what kind of car you drive. If you get a parking ticket with a Porsche, it should be a $12 million fine.
I would have gotten a $4 ticket.
If you get a parking ticket with a $1,000 car, it's 8 cents.
Yeah, that would have been my
Seriously,
ticket right
yeah.
there. You know, but that's
And then they'll actually be paid.
That's the thing, though. I mean, it's literally set up that way. And you know what the funny thing is? There's a lot of people out there that will just automatically pay the ticket. And I say this because I'm not one of them, but I've put tickets that I've gotten on their windshields, and they are. And they'll pay them. They don't even look to see that it's not their car.
Wait, how much money did you owe altogether for a parking ticket?
It was like $800.
But he didn't know anything. It was attached to the parking to the license plate.
Yeah, the tow. No, that was just the tow and the impound. We have the registration that shows we just bought the car and we're free and clear. But they're like, oh, well. And it would literally be like somebody stealing your property. The police find it and they go, yeah, well, here's the thing. It's going to cost you like $400 to get your shit back. And it's like, wait a second, I got to pay to get my own shit that you wrongfully had, or the police sees it and it's wrong. And they're like, yeah, well, we were wrong.
Yeah, they punked you.
But it's going to cost you $1,000 to get it back. What the fuck?
That's how much I owed.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
I didn't pay them.
That's the thing. It was $800.
Yeah.
And does the city need $800 so bad that it's worth me beating the shit out of my kids and they did nothing wrong? I mean, it's not fair.
It's a vicious cycle for you, but it's good for the city because you pay your $800, you get pissed, and then you hit your kids, and then they get money from the city from fucking child abuse agencies.
Circle of life.
I have called children's services on myself so many freaking times and they won't show up. I hate it. No, you know what? The whole thing's a horrible joke.
Yeah.
Everything. You know what it is? The whole world's so caught up in so much crap. There's real issues going on. Like, I mean, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Give me 1 second. I got to pull this out because it's important to me. I want to say, as a good Christian,
Are you Jewish?
not the point. I want to say, I mentioned Sergeant Neal, and I'd also like to say Sergeant Bailey Gray. Sergeant Bailey Gray of the parking enforcement. I hope her fucking vagina falls out. I hope she dies of chlamydia. I hope her entire family is festered with warts and they all just die. I wanted to say that. Also, on a lighter note.
Shout out to
Operator 1042 and Operator
1042.
And Operator
Nice.
2661 of the parking enforcement. I also wish horrible things on everyone they know.
Hardest working people in LA.
Right.
by the way.
I want to throw that out there. That's the thing. You know what? How about everybody, if you see a parking meter, jam it. Shove pennies in it, shove paper clips in it.
break it.
Jam them.
Yeah.
Jam every
I've done
one
that
you can.
before too.
Jam everything you
They're
can.
the newer ones. It's hard to do.
Put gum in them.
The
do whatever
broken
you can.
meters,
Kick
they
over
don't-
signs. Yeah.
Downtown's different too. I got a ticket in the mail and I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember getting a ticket. But then I did the address, I Googled, and I was like, oh, it was right in front of Pattern Bar. I remember that time where I was parked. It was like 2 a.m. You had to move. I was in my car. Parking enforcement pulled up, shined the light on me, and I was like, oh, shit, let me drive
so
away.
he's writing the ticket, even though you're in the
But
car.
no, but downtown is different because like people live in their cars and stuff. So he didn't get out of the car.
Yeah.
They
I
scan
got a
your
ticket in
ticket.
the mail.
Yeah.
And it's like,
They scan your plate.
yeah.
That's what they do.
It's
That's
not
all they
right,
do, yeah.
though. It's not right because they don't know if you just got there, if you're leaving there, what's going on? And they just scan your plate, give you a ticket, you get it in the mail. There's no fighting it because what are you going to do? Not register your car again? And so it's gotten to a point, and this is where the world's got. We've gotten to a point.
That ticket was attached to my old car, anyways, though. So say la vie.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
And
It's
that's
like you
why
think it's gone.
did you buy my old car? Is
Right.
that why?
But this is the thing, and then all of a sudden it pops up on you,
Yeah.
and and so it's a bunch of bullshit. But here's the thing: how weird it's gotten in the entire world is when you think about it. Saturday Night Live, okay?
Yes.
Now, this was a show that I grew up watching with John Belushi, Jane Curtin, Chevy, all these different people that were amazing. They were cool enough to be on good drugs at the right time, doing funny shit.
Yeah.
It hasn't been funny.
It's been
Since then.
shitty, actually.
Yeah.
It's been really shitty lately.
It's such a crap show. It's such a horrible who's who in Hollywood and how did you get on anyway? And by some accident, because they were scared of looking racist, they hire a couple black people.
Well,
but they were hired because they're funny.
No. They were hired. Let's say they were hired because they were black. We know that.
fabulous segue.
Well, now let me say no, but this is what I'm gonna say though. They were hired because they were black. However, Leslie Jones is a beast of a
she
comic.
is.
She's funny
Amazing.
just as a comic,
She's
male or female.
hysterical.
But they've always had black men, starting like back with like Pryor and stuff,
yeah.
and Paul Mooney as a writer. This is the first season that they ever had black women.
No, there's one black woman cast member in the 90s.
Well, no,
One.
yes, but you know what's funnier
So-
though is that they brought in a black woman who is better looking than Leslie Jones to be on the show.
And they put her as a
But
writer.
then they put her as a writer
writer,
when
yeah.
she's a great comedic actor. But anyway, so she does this one scene and
Little sketch on
you
Waking Up
you
Dave.
saw the whole thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
April, tell us.
It had to do with like Lupita, the girl from what is it? Is it Captain Phillips or what movie was she from? She won like
It
people's
was
most
12
beautiful
12 years a slave, yeah.
Most
You're
beautiful.
going to pop in and say that?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't watch that movie. But she was really pretty girl. She got most beautiful woman by people.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, and then so that was what Leslie said was who she's like, who's the most beautiful? What about the most useful?
Yeah.
And that she was saying that nowadays as as a 6 foot tall big black woman, she's not going to get she doesn't. If she lived back in the slave days, she'd be getting laid all the time, and she'd be like
Compared to Shaq and like
she'd be
Kobe.
top.
She'd be very useful.
She'd be the
in
top
that
breeder.
linebacker,
She'd
but-
be
right.
Well, let's say
popping
it's
out.
not her being 6 foot though; it's her being thick as fuck. I mean,
But-
because my wife's 6 feet tall, she's 120 pounds, and she's a top pick. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, she's first draft in that sense.
Yeah.
Even now today. But Leslie's a thick woman who offers strength and ability and talent and all this stuff. And that was her bit, though.
Yeah.
Is that reality isn't respected.
Yeah, she's
You
like,
know.
she's like, now I can't even get a guy to take me out for a beef bowl. Can a bitch get a beef bowl? And but there's been an incredible amount of articles and SNL.
But only black people are mad.
Yeah.
Black people are mad because they can relate to it and they don't understand that what inspired that joke was her frustration as well. So they are actually in connection with each other, but of course they're going to take offense. But the best thing about it is that everybody's writing about it. Everybody's talking about Leslie. Everybody wants to know who she is now.
And
so
she deserves
no
it.
press
I mean,
is bad press.
Let me just say this. Leslie's had so many people on her cock, and she just kind of struggled through, and she's been through hell, and she struggled up, and God
She's
bless
busted
her.
her ass.
She
Yeah.
deserves everything she's getting,
hard.
and all that. And so I think it's great. And she should just continue to grow. I mean, she brings something to Saturday Night Live what they've needed, which is reality. They're not funny. She's the only funny thing on Saturday Night Live.
Absolutely. I think it was really funny that that there was one particular woman that wrote about it that said that rape was funny and that rape,
was that?
being raped. But
Jezebel? Was that
Yeah.
was that Jezebel's
I think
article?
so. But it was like, I watched it again just to be like, what? Not once did she mention rape at all. She mentioned just that.
Yeah, no.
And rape is funny when it goes wrong.
Again,
Yeah,
I mean, when it, like with the blooper reel, it is fucking funny. I'm sorry.
No, funny.
If you've ever seen a rape blooper reel, it's fucking funny. Yeah, I don't care.
Such silence
Preston,
right
did you go up yet?
Yeah,
Where's
that's my favorite episode of America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, the rape segment's the
Rape
best.
gone
where?
wrong.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Tell us
Holy shit,
us
you're a
about
dude.
where's Megan right now?
Hey, show's starting, so I gotta go. Have a good show.
You have a good show, sir.
Preston,
Next week.
Preston,
Yeah.
show him your cock, buddy.
This is his best bit.
Break legs.
Yeah, do
His
the
best
bit where you show your cock.
Just take your pants off and just jerk off on
do
stage.
the cock showing bit.
Oh boy.
I don't know. It's weird that mom's still here.
I'm surprised she hasn't left yet.
I like that. Mom's a little dirty. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's funny because more and more she's always been really like modest and like trying to raise me to be super like, a lady, but then, as she gets older, she's starting to crack some dirty ones.
Yeah,
Well, now, Mom,
Coming
you
out
know-
of her shell
You
a
know
bit.
what it is? You know what it is? Some moms are that cool that they stay moms the whole mom period. Mm-hmm. But now it's her time. Mm-hmm. That's a mom, right? My mom was like, "What about me?" I'm like, "Bitch, I'm 4." Like, what do you mean? What about you? I mean, like, what do you mean? What about you? I don't need another uncle, whore. But you had a great mom. And that's a mom. She stayed a mom, and now it's all over, and she could be like, screw it. I'm following I'm following the Grateful Dead. I don't give a fuck if they're not even touring.
My mom won't
You
watch
know?
my comedy. She will not come out to my shows. When I come home to San Diego, she will not come out. 'Cause I'm too dirty.
She's never seen me. She's never seen me do stand up before.
Well,
so
she's on the show, on the radio show. This is like, this is extreme. This
My
is
mom's
yeah.
the same way. My mom's the same way. She's like, I won't.
She's
My mom
like,
won't listen
you're
to my
gonna clean it up for me, right? And I was like, no. And all week long, I've just been swearing. And she's like,
Yeah.
wow. I'm like, I'm just preparing you.
Yeah, you get ready. No, my mom was the same way. She was like, always like, I'm not coming to your shows. I'm not doing. Well, she didn't say that, but she was an alcoholic hooker, and so she didn't make it. And that's how life goes. And
reality of burger.
speaking of hookers,
Yes.
Insanity. This is what the fucking world. This is what drives me crazy. We're
this
firing teachers that are doing well. We're always in the wrong place at the wrong time. We're doing the wrong thing. Right now, we have a whole bunch of young African women from Nigeria
Yeah.
that have just been stolen, and they're captive, and the threat is that they'll sell them into slavery. They're marrying them off. All
Yeah.
these different things. We invaded Iraq based on some bombs and some bullshit. How can't we go into Nigeria and just wipe these motherfuckers out? Like, how can we not send troops up there and just done?
Because they don't have oil in Nigeria that we
Right.
can
They got elephant
build an
tusks.
infrastructure.
That's all they have. They have ivory.
Yeah, and no one can
We
say
don't have,
ivory
we
with
don't have
pride.
any hidden agenda
We
in
don't-
Nigeria.
We don't want ivory. That's what we don't want.
Unless you got, but unless you're getting those emails about how somebody with your last name lives out there and they want you to.
Oh, I got a dude who's going to give me like $25 million. Yeah. I'm still working with him. We're talking.
But you have,
I got pause you guys.
but you have to send them your bank information first.
Look, I got a lot of shit in the fire. You know what I'm saying?
$25 million, guys.
It's going to be a lot of
That's an
money.
investment.
It's going to be a lot of money.
I know.
Okay, I'm going to be very rich.
That's over-
I don't care. I'm
that's
going
over
to still do this
200
podcast.
200 girls.
Somebody that might be your uncle is going to give you all their oil money if you give them your bank account number.
Ivory
Just because
money.
we all
It's
know
just-
about it doesn't mean it's fake. No, but this is the thing. How don't we go in there? Like Obama, you scum fucking pig. You piece of shit devil. How? It's your fucking homeland, you fuck. These could be your sisters.
Isn't he from Hawaii?
He's from Nigeria.
He's from like 18 different countries.
No, he's
You don't
from
even know.
Nigeria. His father's Nigerian, his
Yeah.
mother's
That's right,
white-ass
yeah.
German
Yeah.
from money.
Yeah.
So we know this. He comes, his family's got money. He went with the mom, but the dad's Nigerian. So these girls could be related to him. Yet you piece of shit, all the wars you start. We're fucking with Russia right now.
Yeah, we are. We sure
Like,
are.
how
That's a bad
unoriginal.
idea.
We got
Unoriginal.
this whole great concept of saving young women in Nigeria. That's a good movie. It's new, it's original, but we're going to do a redo of the fucking Cold War instead. We're going to fight Russia all of a sudden again.
Well, the thing is that all the nuclear power in the world is held by Germany, Russia, and the United States. Every other country that might have it has like tiny amounts of it and zero technology to deliver it. So,
and no one cares about them. Yeah.
Well, but that's why, we can't let Russia get too big for its britches, even though it is the biggest country.
It's a huge country,
that's
but
the
they're a
amazing
shit
thing, though.
country
We
there.
can't let them get to what? Apparently, they had some vote, and they decided to, just these Ukrainian groups decided, fuck this, we're going back with Russia.
Yeah.
That seems like democracy in action.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to say, no, they're lying. So we're just going to fucking go in there. We're going to take over the whole thing. Just decide, no, we're going to flip it and decide that is not democracy in action because instead they're lying and it's fake because we've said it. And it makes no sense. Again, I'm going to go back to the African girls. It makes no sense that we haven't sent troops in there. It shows that we're full of crap. We're not the best country. We're not a good country anymore. We're not even, our money isn't even close to the highest rated money.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many
our
countries with
dollar
higher-
is not that strong.
The best we could do is hope to go to Mexico and break even now.
The peso is better than the dollar right now.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that whenever we go to help people, air quotes for the people that are listening, it's a hidden agenda to, go in and get their drugs and, or the oil or whatever. It's not real. There's no real reason. It's just that we say, oh, we're trying to save them because some dictator is trying to take them over. Same thing. Like, what are they going to get from Nigeria? Nigeria is not a very rich country. Doesn't really have a lot of resources.
Ivory.
And for fact, though, Nigeria does have very high oil reserves.
They do, actually.
Yeah. It's just that what's going on is that, for example, in this country, we have enough oil to drill the oil out, create our own oil, and supply our own country with oil. Except we sell it off to foreign countries because it's worth more. And why aren't we using American oil for America? We're selling off all our oil, then yet we're buying other oil from the Arabic countries. There's a guy right now who's about to become a trillionaire, or is a trillionaire, who's part of the Saudi Arabia families. A trillionaire.
Yeah.
Based on oil. But here's the thing. He has $1 trillion. Go on. No, you're into it. Go on. Jump in.
I just asked if he was single.
Ah! I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm never letting you jump in again. No, I'm joking.
This is as long as you're talking to the microphone.
Yeah, you got to get a little in there.
No, seriously.
I'm just saying.
Well,
Victoria
it's also
showed
like
tit. I'm just
people
saying
act
what-
surprised. I mean, maybe these over 200 Nigerian girls that got kidnapped. It happened at once, but there's like slavery and people getting kidnapped and sold and
Nonstop.
nonstop.
In Los Angeles, right here. in
Yeah.
downtown.
Well, you know what? Let me ask you a
All
question.
over the
Caller.
world.
Yeah.
Caller, what's your name?
Croydon.
Croydon.
Oh,
is this Croydon?
How you doing?
April Burger.
Okay, so
Is
listen,
that Talmo in the back?
Yeah.
That is Talmo,
You're
yes.
familiar. You're very familiar with the slave trade,
I'm highly familiar with the slave trade.
right?
But you're
She's
also
very politically active.
you're
Yeah.
also in DC, right?
She
Yeah,
is
DC
duck and
fans
cover.
Don't confess.
We want to talk about the sinkholes with
we
you
call our
too.
human traffic sex slaves interns in this town.
Sick
Right?
interns.
Well, but I mean,
Nailed it.
there's another great thing. I mean,
Dude,
that,
there's no excuse. We fucking know where those bitches are in the jungle.
Yes.
And if we don't,
I don't know,
all
we
need
shouldn't
is
refer to
one
them as
drone
bitches, Croydon.
with heat-seeking missiles.
Oh,
And you know
oh,
who
the
could fucking
bad
find those
guys.
chicks? Dog the bounty hunter. There's
Yeah.
no excuse. There's absolutely no
No,
excuse.
no, there isn't.
I heard Berger discuss trillionaires. Well, the U.S. or private corporations, more specifically, that are invested in the U.S. or use the U.S. government as an excuse, are very interested in keeping Nigeria destabilized. So, Boko Haram, which means against Western education, is basically rumored to be a CIA covert operation to keep Nigeria destabilized so we can continue to rape and pillage their natural resources. So, essentially, we're responsible for the rape and pillaging of all of these girls. And
Absolutely.
it's a mass operation.
I'm only responsible for the hot ones. I'm just
I'm
saying.
very
I just want
grateful.
that out there.
What?
I'm just responsible for the hot ones.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. I'm, sex trafficking goes down all the time.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
Everywhere.
That brought
Everywhere.
it to light.
yeah, everywhere all over the country. Why aren't we dealing with this shit? Everyone knows the people doing this. I mean, not everyone, meaning the people know who's doing this shit, but it goes everywhere. It's rampant.
Yeah, there's hundreds of thousands
misuse
of people enslaved today.
It's just the misuse of humanity. It like I say, it literally takes each person to decide to be right. It takes each person to decide to take a stand.
But it's been going on since almost the beginning of mankind, though. It's just not going to stop. It's just there's just sick fucks out there. It's just you
people
can't-
like to assign the slave trade to say African Americans, and then we have like the Jewish folks talking up about how they were slaves, and you forget that the fucking English, the fucking redcoats dominated their own people for a long time.
Yeah.
And the Irish.
Their own people.
Oh, the
said,
Irish,
no,
too.
You're a dog, your son's a dog, and your other son's a dog. And then when they actually believed they were a dog, they were like, but you're a better dog than these other people over
Yeah.
here.
Indentured
so why
servants.
Don't you go fight it's Pitbull on Pitbull. It's like a whole Michael Vick situation that is way fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, what a lot of people don't get is that's the whole thing with slavery, though. I mean, that's what people don't get. It was just literally that people don't understand that with the whole slavery thing is how many whites lost jobs. I mean, I don't mean it in a weird way, but how many poor white people were out of work. They weren't for slavery. They were against it. They were against bringing black people over. They were against slavery. Those were their jobs. That's what they used to do for money.
Yeah.
And so those were gone. And people don't get that this is all rich people. Everything comes down to rich people.
Now you're discussing, people like to glorify the North because the North was against slavery, when really the North was an industrialized nation and was into machinery.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
they didn't
child
need the
slavery and
manpower.
things like that.
Yeah, the Industrial Revolution
Yeah, I
took
mean, look how
jobs
much-
away from people as well.
And how much child slavery was going on? It's all
It's still
that's
going
the thing.
on.
It's all you know what is amazing, and you know what, Croydon, I'm gonna keep you on for this, and then I'm gonna cut you off like a dog because I love you.
The sinkhole.
But no, not the sinkhole.
She's
We're
over
gonna-
there,
We're
yeah.
gonna get to the
Cold
sinkhole.
bitch with
Watch
bad
this,
jokes.
Croydon. Listen, to this.
I love you,
you.
Croydon.
Croydon, listen. The
I fucking love you too, Burger. I've
the
been madly
Malaysian
depressed.
flight.
Yeah. Yeah,
4
that too.
people killed on that flight were also 4 patent holders with the Rothschilds.
Rockefellers.
No, Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Rothschilds or Rockefellers?
Rothschild.
I think it was Rothschild.
Rothschild.
Yeah, it was the Rothschilds.
Same difference.
But they
Same.
okay. So now the Rothschilds are the sole patent holders. It's like
as
a cloaking device. Yeah,
device.
it's some sort of cloaking device.
Right.
But here's the thing. So 4 people on that flight died altogether
That worked for the company that helped develop
that
it.
had the patent. They
and they own the
Yeah.
patent.
owned
Yeah.
the patent with the Rockefellers. Or I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Rothschilds.
Rothschilds.
God damn, I love their
They're all
caramels.
the same.
I love those caramels. You know those? What are they Rothschilds? What are the
Basically,
great
400
caramels?
families own the world.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what people don't understand.
Or the,
But
you
that's
know.
that's the weird thing
But they
too.
only own the pretend world if you're not part of it. They don't own you. I don't pay
Right.
taxes. I take social services. I do all this shit. I don't care anymore. I was a teacher for a long time. The system is fucked up. If you sit back and smoke a joint with the system, it works. If you
Right.
got a lot of money, the system works. But if you try to do something or move ahead, the system does not work.
No,
It
you
allows
can
to be
move
poor or
ahead.
rich.
But if you try to rock the boat or change the
Right.
system, that's when they'll take you out. If you go, you can make as much money as you want as long as you're.
MLK, I'll throw this in here because I think it's vital to both the scenario with the Clippers, the missing girls, and the Burgermeister Burgers,
Yeah.
Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and all the other oligarchy.
Mhm, the Illuminati.
MLK was killed not because
Who?
of his
MLK.
march
Okay.
for equality
Milk?
amongst the quote-unquote races, which is a divisive term anyway. If you ask me what race I am, I'm marathon. I'm in it for the long run. MLK was murdered when he started saying, fuck color, it's poor people. When
So
he
was Malcolm
started
X.
organizing his Poor People's March, they were like, okay, we got to cut this motherfucker off.
Malcolm X went to the wall in Jerusalem. He went to all the mosques. He went to everything. And then he came back realizing that people are people and he needs to stop that bullshit and all that. And he was going to come out and tell everybody that, you know what, this is all bullshit. We're all human beings. Nobody hates anyone. And they killed him.
Yeah, same thing. Anytime you try to rally the people, like Marcus Garvey, they're always going to take you out or do a character assassination.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about Michael Jackson too.
Look how many people, the guy on Hollywood Boulevard, blown the fuck up.
Yeah.
They said it was a car crash, like the guy hit a post. The car, there was a hole in the ground
Paul
where
Walker?
a bomb went off. No, way before him.
No.
No.
who?
Paul
Wait,
Walker.
so
Nobody's
I-
killing Paul Walker. Yeah.
Paul Walker.
Yeah,
They're
Paul
saying his
Walker
car
died.
blew.
That's
People
legitimate.
together.
Yeah. Hey, nobody thought Paul Walker knew too much, ever. You know, like that dude, he had a heart on, and that was it. He was a good, I guess he
No,
was a
there
good
was
actor.
conspiracy stuff about him too.
No, yeah, just let me tell you, Paul
No, keep
Walker knew
going.
nothing.
In comparison.
But yeah, Paul Walker made his whole life safe from the Secret Service by knowing nothing. But let me say
So
this
did
though.
Kato Kalin.
Cato Kalin.
Well, see, you know what's okay? When you say that,
So whose car blew up?
yeah. Okay, so this
On
guy,
Hollywood?
one of the guys that was giving up away the secrets before Snowden. And so on
yeah,
Hollywood
That's right,
Boulevard,
yeah.
Hollywood Boulevard, they said the guy hit a post or something or a tree.
Yeah.
The car blew up.
Yeah.
But there was a
It was a
hole in the
drone.
ground.
Yeah.
There was a hole in the ground. The only way a hole in the ground could happen is an
And
explosion.
a bomb, yeah.
And
car bomb.
so I mean, they know he was killed, but it was just blown off.
And they just shook it away. They just
And
like,
you know
all
what
right,
they'll
moved
do?
on.
You know what they'll do? A month from now, it'll be on fucking Family Guy,
Yeah.
and we'll all think it's bullshit, and we'll go on with our stupid fucking life.
That's how they desensitize us to all that stuff is because they make jokes of it on TV, so that makes you think
Cartoons,
that
everything.
it's,
All those
it's all
cartoons.
Hollywood.
All those cartoons are set up for that. They're meant to make. So when I tell someone, look, they're spraying shit in the air, airplanes don't make X's with fucking jet fuel. It dissipates in the air. We know that. I'm an educated person.
Yeah.
I was a school teacher. I know that jet fuel dissipates.
Yeah, they're putting metal particulate into the air.
Okay.
And it's so that they can use, they're basically creating a grid on the in the air so that they can bounce radio waves.
Okay, now my feeling was always that they were doing this based on trying to combat global warming or the sun thing, whatever their reason, but they were still lying to us.
It's HARP.
Yeah, whatever their thing is, though, here's what it is. You're spraying some shit up there. I can see it. There it is. Jet fuel dissipates. Shit, airplanes don't make X's.
And then we have earthquakes and like crazy weather.
Well, how can I go from 100 degrees to 60 degrees? I'm 44 fucking years old. I've never lived through going from a rainy day to a 106-degree day.
Or what about these sinkholes?
You really want to go to
I really
the
wanna talk about the
Baltimore
sinkholes.
Okay, where was
Well,
the
because
sinkhole?
Croydon, while you're still there, you're right in Baltimore essentially. You're in DC. Like what?
Yeah, that was epic. That was an epic sinkhole, right? There are sinkholes opening up in Adams Morgan, too, which is a little neighborhood in D.C. And, it's probably due to neglect and infrastructure issues. But, there's a greater issue that you're bringing up, and that's the fracking that's going on, man. Dick
What's
Cheney
fracking?
and
What's
company
fracking?
Invented the fracking.
What's fracking?
And that's destabilized our water.
What's
and
fracking?
It's essentially going into the earth and fucking up the earth in the bedrock, for raw energy sources.
Underwater drilling, right? They're using water.
Yeah. And
Now, I'm
then
gonna tell you,
the
Croydon,
raw
I'm gonna tell you.
sources leak into the water, and you can set. There are places in West Virginia that will run the faucet water, and the farmers are setting the water on fire to show you just how poisoned the water is.
Yeah.
And Dick Cheney owns that patent, and he's trying to maintain that fracking is good for our culture.
Of course he is.
And it's offensive to me because we have the greatest energy source in the world, the sun, and
Solar power.
And Germany is crushing us in solar power.
No. They're not
Germany?
crushing us. They're not crushing us. We have all the technology.
We still
We are
wanna use it.
choosing not to allow this
Yeah.
technology.
Because the stakeholders in other types of energy
Yes.
don't want us to have
Too
solar
much
energy.
money.
They're
Yeah.
making money. We don't need to have oil money.
We don't need
could-
fuel.
But then where are they going to make all their money? How are they going to make their money?
That's the whole thing, though. I mean, Croydon, I'm going to tell you right now, normally we cut off callers after a few minutes.
Yeah.
But this is interesting, and
Yeah.
you do have a lot of knowledge on this.
Yeah, and I
this
want
is
to
the
say
thing.
something to you before you cut me off.
Isn't your
with
dad a
this whole
politician? I'm not going to
business.
cut you off. Isn't your dad a politician?
My father is a government in government service for a long
Yeah.
time. He's a lawyer.
Yeah, Croydon's got a lot of knowledge with this, and Croydon's one of the few people that comes, like, you come from money, but you really care.
Yeah, I come
You
from money, and I've
actually
lived
care.
without money, and I've lived with money.
I've dropped you
And-
off at storage sheds where you lived.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying, I know. I love you. I think you're great. You're one of the few people that come from money that I can fucking stand. I love you. I think you do care about what you do. Here's the
Yeah,
thing,
it's
though.
hard. It's hard when you come from money to understand, to really look at how people are niggered in this world. And here's something I want to share with you, Berger. I don't know if you want my insight on anything else, but I've been in this
stoked.
outrageous comic depression, right? I did this fundraiser for a weed show. And right before I go on, the fucking rich guy who paid me to raise $4,000 for his already financed organization was like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, you and your 8 weed comics, you can't tell pot jokes."
That
Dude, I was
sucks.
like,
No weed jokes,
"Oh,
man.
really? Well,
I'm doing a clean show tomorrow."
My cunt and masturbate for you like a stripper. Oh, look, top shelf bourbon. I didn't censor any of the comics. We told weed jokes, heroin jokes, gun
Good.
jokes. I mean, I was
Good.
just like, fucking go for it after
Yeah.
that. You know?
How did it go?
I'll do your little Sambo dance for you,
Yeah.
and then I'm done. But,
Right?
Did they turn you off or anything like that? Or they were just
no.
sweating in the back, sweating?
No, they
were
like
in the
it.
back sweating.
Yeah,
I loved
They
every minute of
personally
it.
like
You
it.
know what's funny is I've done a lot of show. I've done like a lot of country clubs and shit like that. And I go and do the first one I ever did. I was nervous as hell. I grew up in the projects, and so I go and do this. And what I realized about them is, as long as you're disgusting and dirty,
Yeah.
they're great. The second
Oh,
you
yeah.
talk about
Yeah,
real
there's a great
issues,
movie with James Garner called Barbarians at the Gate. You have got to see that fucking movie. It is underrated. It is below the radar because it takes on the bastard billionaires that fuck us all on a
yeah, I
daily
won't watch
basis.
it unless
And
it's
it is
rated.
so difficult for someone that comes from money to understand the niggard system because they are so
Yeah.
sheltered within their little fucking bubble. What I wanted to share with you
love saying
before I'm done chatting is that one of my great uncles was James P. Connolly, who was an Irishman raised in the Scottish ghetto, and he became Ireland's champion by starting the Easter Uprising in 1916 and the Irish Army, which split after his death and became the IRA. And my uncle
You need to
was
add some
right.
sex into this.
He was a
I gotta tell
socialist,
you,
and he
it's
was
killing me.
to make his living. He joined the English Army. He was sent over to Africa to work in the diamond mines and be a little corporate peon slave to crack the what would it be, untouchable class of slaves that were actually mining the diamonds.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote about the exploitation of people around the world. And the English hated him so much because he rallied for the people of Ireland that they wanted him dead. He was shot like 7 times
Oh,
in
man.
the Easter Uprising, and he was going to die. And the English was like, fuck that. We're going to take this bastard and put him in front of a firing squad and kill him. That's how much we want him dead. And he was so shot up, and he couldn't stand. They tied my uncle to a chair and shot him.
Oh, they gave him a chair.
full of
That's
bullet
nice.
holes. And it was not until
That's-
his death that the Irish people rose. And one of my uncle's sayings was, "The great are only great because they have us on our knees. Let us rise." And so
Ooh,
I just want to
goosebumps.
say to you
Yeah.
that I fucking
Did he
love
rise
what
at all?
you wrote on
Did he-
Facebook. It is about the everyday connection. It is reminding people that they have power, that they can take action, that they don't need to cower in fear.
Yep.
And I
It
love
takes
that
one
you
of us. It
broadcast
takes one
from Skidrow
person.
Studios.
I
Yeah,
feel
it takes
like
one person.
that's what all these conspiracy theories perpetuate is fear and feeling powerless, and that bugs me. So that's why I don't really put a lot of energy into it anymore or read up on that stuff, because you could drive yourself fucking nuts.
It'll make you crazy.
And you're just like, oh, and even though, and then there's the propagandists that put out the stuff that's even more far-fetched just to make you think it's all
insane,
fake.
yeah.
And then it throws your whole brain in and I don't give it my energy, period.
No.
You know, because you
I
have to know that you have the power.
All I ask, all I'm asking is this. All I say is, look, all we need, and I'm not saying that he has to, if Chris D'Elia could just fucking blow himself up.
I'm so glad you brought
at
that up.
Madison Square Garden.
Did you see him on a bus today?
No, wait, right?
There's been Facebook clips of the show, too.
Funny? You know what's funny is because, okay, first of all, the show's shit.
It's also Brent Morin and
I don't even care.
Rick Glassman and Ron Funches.
Yeah, they're great. You know, blah, blah, blah. But I don't even care about them. Here's the thing. Your dad's the biggest producer in Hollywood. You're getting another show.
And you're a joke thief. Oh.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. Okay, so someone wrote there like, oh, you sound... No, it's not about being jealous. The dude's great looking. He's got charisma. Mm-hmm. He's young. He's got no kids.
He's fuckable.
There's nothing for me to be jealous of. I'm on my second marriage. Mm-hmm. I got 3 kids. What am I jealous? You know, there's no comparison. Your life is different than mine. I'm simply upset. You stole jokes, Dick. Your dad gave you everything. You have a trust fund. You're rich beyond belief. You have everything, and yet you can't even come up with your own shit to do. You got to steal.
He stole jokes, really?
Jeff, he stole the
many.
fucking drunk girl from Jeff Richardson.
Oh,
he
dude,
stole
that's such a shitty move.
he stole
What a Bushi move.
he stole that
that
what
gets me like the
he stole
Buddhist
from
concept
Josh
of
Adam
Hollywood.
Myers.
Yeah, Josh Adam Myers. He stole from Josh. He's stolen from hundreds of people, but that's not even the point. He's a scumbag. He's dirty. He's a liar. It's all this
dirty.
shit.
Yeah.
He's a shiesty
Fucking
piece of
dirty.
shit.
But it's not about, that it's about who you know or who you blow.
Well, but that's the thing. And, and it's like, what is it? This whole Bryan Singer thing, back to that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing, is the reason Hollywood is unoriginal is because people are fucking their way in or getting fucked their way in.
Absolutely.
And if you have people, there was a time in Hollywood where people came in based on talent, and that was a beautiful time for Hollywood. Right now, it's a shit. They go like this. Hey, you know what? If you're willing to, jump off a birdhouse in feathers and land on my cock, and then someone could come over and beat you with a stick.
Steve-O.
Well, I could put you in 3 movies.
That's Steve-O.
Yeah.
You know?
That's Steve-O.
Hey, if you're willing to put on a dildo,
Steve-O just sounds like something you do.
Yeah.
if you're willing to put on a dildo and fuck me in the ass as a woman, you know what, Whitney? I'm going to give you a couple fucking series. I'm going to let you keep working.
Hey.
Tell people believe you're
Cummings.
famous.
Yeah. She's cunty.
But that's the thing.
But you
no,
know what?
she fucked guys in the ass.
Yeah, she did.
The
If-
NBC
okay.
executive, she fucked them in the ass.
I just have to say,
get her
though,
parts.
If most anybody that would really if they wanted to be famous and they'd be willing to do that, I'd rather do that than be the one getting fucked.
Well, yes, I have to
Let's
agree
be
with you.
honest.
No. Props to her for being on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Coming out on top.
But here's the thing. How about, and again, I don't care if I'm not one of them. Just let fucking original funny people be funny. And Chris D'Elia is not funny doing a drunk girl bit in a German accent that's been done a million times.
Well, you know
It's
what?
not-
That's really it's an example of someone who doesn't know the system. It's an example of someone that comes from a privileged life and having everything that he has, including the tools to be creative. It's not enough. It's like the Buddhist concept of the hungry ghost. They're never satisfied. They're always empty. They're always looking for more. If you talk to a billionaire that is a hedge fund operator, the money is never enough until they're a trillionaire. Then
Yeah.
there will be quadrillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. Money's pretend anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, like how we owe China $9 jillion.
Yeah.
This person
yeah.
owes us $9 billion.
It's not really about money.
It
It's about
doesn't-
power.
It doesn't matter. It's all
fear.
pretend. It's monopoly.
I was listening to an English investor from I forget the firm.
knows so
I forget
much
the Wall
stuff.
Street
I love
firm
it.
over there.
I would
But-
cut her off, but she's so.
I know. I'm just entertained. I don't want to. Sorry,
They were like,
Croydon, I love you.
well,
She's our
technically
correspondent.
What we're doing in this Wall Street, quote unquote thievery is technically illegal if the money existed, but the money doesn't actually exist.
There's no gold to back it up.
Therefore, it's legal. What we're doing.
It's bullshit. It's pretend monopoly money.
Nothing-
They're playing games with stock markets. It's all a joke. And you know what it is? If we all just it's simply each person creating their revolution. If each person chooses to revolt in a tiny way, every person revolting in one tiny way will create such a wave of revolution. It would be insane. That's why I say, if you got so sick of it, you started knocking down parking signs, you start knocking down don't come here signs, you start knocking down this, you start clogging up this, you start blocking subway things. Why are there so many police involved in busting people for getting on the subway illegally?
Yeah.
We got people being
Or
raped
eating.
every day.
Eating. My friend got a ticket for eating an orange.
On the orange line?
On the orange line.
Really?
Eating
That's
an orange.
ironic.
And then they asked him if he had a ticket, and he didn't.
Yeah.
But he got busted for eating. You're not supposed to eat.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I got?
That's the thing.
I did.
As American citizens, we can't go on a subway and eat.
Yeah.
I did not have my my tap card tap on the Metro once. Do you know how much I paid for not tapping my tap card?
$400?
$550.
Is that insane?
Oh my God.
For it was like a 2-minute ride, and
You know
then
what
the
I
Metro
do?
cops popped in.
You know what I do?
Yeah, but it's weird because every time I've ever been on the Metro, which is less than a dozen in the 8 years I've been here, but let's be honest, I just because I have a car, but I would, New York all the time.
Yeah.
The point is that honestly, every time I've ever seen anybody, the cops come on, they go up to either a skater looking kid,
Yes.
a little Mexican lady,
Yes.
or a black guy.
Yes.
And it's never.
Or look at me.
I mean, you
Or
do
look
have
at me.
like-
Look at me.
You
Yeah.
guys, yeah.
No,
yeah.
seriously, I'm Target every time.
Yeah.
And they
I always
know
got a
me.
day pass.
I do
Yeah.
Metro every fucking day.
I
They
always
know
got a
me.
day pass.
Yeah, you know what? And they just like walked right by me, and I'm like, what if I didn't have a ticket?
They don't care.
They don't care because
Yeah.
you're a female.
You're not- you're not-
I'm not.
Well,
I don't look
You
threatening.
know what I do when I go to court? I just go, hey, why don't I just spend a few days in jail? I got more time than money. And they can't deal with that because
Yeah.
you know what? They don't have room.
Yeah.
And I'm always good with spending a night in jail. It's not that bad of
That's
food.
awesome.
It's not that bad of
I
time.
love you guys. I love your podcast. Keep
Thank
up
you,
what you're
Elizabeth.
doing.
Elizabeth.
Thank you so much.
Have a great
When I
night,
get to
sweetie.
LA.
We'll talk
Thanks,
to you real
Croydon.
soon.
Because I'm tired.
Have a great
Go
night.
get some sleep.
Cut her off that quick.
Yeah, we
Love her. She's great.
Fuzziness.
Thank
Fuzziness
you.
disappeared. That
Absolutely
was like a
great.
good. She's just bleeding with information.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Her dad's really connected. She
Yeah.
knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she knows a lot of stuff.
She's a deep girl. You know what? But you know what it is? It's simply like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the world, like Croydon wants to speak out. She comes
Yeah.
from money. She could just rely on
Yeah.
the money, hang out with the money, and fuck everyone. But she chooses to actually care. And a
No.
lot of people come after her as like, oh, she's a nut. She's this. She's that. And you know what?
Do you feel? I felt like her emotion when she's
Oh, yeah.
telling us about her
She's
uncle.
real. I love her.
No,
yeah.
she's informative.
Great uncle.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and I love reality, and that's the thing with people. Like when we back to Chris D'Elia, he's an empty soul of a person.
He's a piece of
Whitney
shit.
Cummings, they're empty.
She's a cunt.
Oprah. Oprah,
Oprah.
all these people, empty pieces of shit. They're shells
Yeah,
of
she's
human
kinda empty
beings.
now.
They've sold
Okay,
out
I think
who they
that's
are.
where you lost my mom probably when you just said Oprah.
Oprah is marketing through Starbucks
just
with
kidding.
chai tea.
Yeah. Well, here's the
Come
thing.
on.
Oprah opened a school in Africa, and all the kids got raped. Good job, Oprah.
Oh, that's where those.
No, not
Oh.
those. When
All
Oprah
the kids there?
Oprah opened the school, they were raping the kids.
Oh, my God.
Every day, just raping the kids. But this
And
is
now
the thing.
she wants to buy the
But
Clippers.
she opened the school
gonna
like
be some
this.
raping going on
Hey,
there?
Look at me. Look at me. And this is what I always say. You want to find out who someone was? Find out if that bitch gave $10 of her 100 when she was broke. She didn't.
Right.
Find out if she gave a penny to charity. Find out if she gave a minute to charity.
Or volunteering.
and then
even
realize her
time.
whole fake ass life is made up. That whole poor ass life didn't happen.
Yeah.
Her mom and her stepdad, whoever it was, both came out and said like this shit didn't happen. She wasn't molested. None of this fucking shit happened.
Whoa.
All this stuff came out, but she's just a big phony. And this is what happens. people like, speaking of Chris.
Because you're building a trust with your viewers.
Yeah.
So
That's all
you
it is.
want to be
Exactly.
related.
The
You want to be
fakeness.
related
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
You want sympathy, and
There's no bullshit.
anytime you can pull at somebody's strings, like whatever it is.
That's all it is.
That's why a lot of comics are doing one-man shows now.
Well, that's why a lot of comics are talking about this, and that, but it doesn't relate to them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it's about being real.
Yeah.
That's why I say, Chris D'Elia, talk about how you fucking went to Nicolas Cage's party.
Yeah.
Talk about how you spent $4,000 in a week.
Yeah.
Talk about that bullshit,
Yeah.
you piece of crap. Don't talk about drunk girls you don't know about. Don't talk about shit. Don't wear pants with holes in them.
Yeah.
You fucking scumbag. When you're paying fucking $400 for pants with holes in them.
This is my favorite
It does
part.
happen.
I love this.
I just wish that fuck.
I love
would
D'Elia
I
rants.
just hate these people.
Oh man! And
You
now
know-
they're on the side of the bus. That you,
No, when you
that
post that
might
photo on the
think-
side of the bus, I'm like, burgers is like just boiling.
No, but there's been sponsored NBC
Oh, yeah.
previews of on Facebook.
Is it on
too.
NBC? Is it
But
an
this
NBC
is
show? Or
NBC.
TV? Oh, I think it
NBC.
canceled in after 3 episodes.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah,
Wait,
it
Whitney
won't
didn't last very long.
But this is the thing. It won't last, but they'll give them another show. I could care less about somebody like, okay, Leslie Jones, I think, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch, you try.
I'm
You've
so
been
happy
busting your
that
ass.
she's
Yeah,
been
you went
working
through
really
hell.
hard.
They
You were
found
treated like
her.
shit. You look like an angry fucking big ass 6-foot monkey.
Yeah.
Nobody's treated you well, and you got over. Fuck yeah, you're one of us winning.
Did you see how she said that? She's like, I don't like white people, and they're paying me or
Yeah.
something, or I'm working for.
Yeah, no. And Leslie loves
Or they're
white
not.
people.
No, she loves.
Yeah.
What she say? I'm working
Yeah,
for white.
she
I
loves white
hate the
people.
white people I work for, and they're paying me, or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
No, she's
But-
awesome.
I fucked that
But
up.
I'll say this though, but that's the thing is at least she had to bust her ass. She had to get through shit to get where she's there based on talent.
yeah.
That's beautiful. D'Elia, Whitney, all these Eliza Schlesinger, all these fuck cunt pieces of shit. They're not there based
Eliza.
on talent.
Well-
They're based on who they fucked, who they're fucking,
Dice Clay.
what they're doing.
That's when,
Dice.
Right?
What?
Liza?
No.
Was she fucking
Dice?
Dice?
No, she was with Brett.
Oh.
Ernst. Yeah, Ernst got her in, and then she was a piece of
Oh,
shit.
never mind.
She's a lesbian anyway. I don't even
Oh.
care. She's a fake ass. Be a lesbian and be proud. I'd respect you more as a lesbian, you liar. But here's the thing. Dice.
Anyways.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
You guys delete
everybody.
I was like, oh my God.
Everybody
This is
a
about that
fake
point in
piece
the
of
hour
shit.
where it all goes to shit and the alcohol is
Well, no,
very,
you know what it is? It's like
very much consumed.
it's just that everyone's become such a fake piece of shit. There's no reality. There's no genius. There's no trueness to it. Like Bill Burr, who's an amazing comic,
yeah.
talks about stuff he knows. Talks about stuff that relates to him, but he does it brilliantly.
Yeah.
I don't get half the shit he says, but I die laughing because it's so funny.
Because
Yeah.
he gets it, because he's reenacting it.
Stanhope
brings
is
it in
coming to
his world.
town too.
Who? Stanhope?
is
Yeah,
coming to town
Stanhope's
too.
Very funny
another
guy, yeah.
He's another guy. Hicks
Very
is
funny.
another guy.
Where are you
Hicks
guys?
was amazing,
I think
yeah.
we're about
Okay.
at the point where we gotta.
Want to hit these things? Okay, let's hit on what are you doing this fucking
Tomorrow,
week?
Beards and Broads at the Hollywood Hotel. It's just a
that's
bunch of
right.
comics that have beards like me that is going to go away and get rid of all this shit.
Next
and-
week, right?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, next week we're cutting down the show.
And broads, bunch of broady comics.
Yeah.
So bearded comics and broady comics.
Yeah, Preston
performing.
and Megan too.
They're both
Yeah.
on the show. And I'll get you guys. I mean, if you want to
No,
hop on
fuck
tonight.
you.
Well, you don't have
Fuck
a
your
beard. You don't have a
show.
beard.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll be at
Anyways.
Harvard College.
Oh, you
bitch,
be.
with educated
Then
people.
there you go.
Then my mom will get to see me do a set again.
Okay, then I'm
What are you
tossing,
gonna
I'm
do
tossing
this
you up.
weekend,
Go
Paul?
ahead.
You got-
I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna go do Eric Allegria's birthday party at the
Are you
park
doing Park
bar.
Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll follow you there.
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
And then I'll be Sunday at Flappers in the Yoo-Hoo Room, 7:30.
Nice. I will be at Harvard College tomorrow night.
Nice.
Somewhere Saturday, I don't remember. But I'll be at
That's
Harvard
how I
College
am.
with Cochino, one of the greatest.
Cochino's
nicest-
hilarious.
Oh yeah.
hilarious,
Great guy.
wonderful guy.
Great guy.
There's a
Humble.
real dude, right?
Humble
If that
guy.
guy killed D'Elia, he'd get off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
He'd get a medal.
Okay.
Well, guys.
Let's all wish AIDS to the parking enforcement.
Yeah,
And,
it's to those fuckers.
Burger Show, guys. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night.